Hello guys! Today we are making perfectly citrusy and moist lemon pancake. First, in the bowl, add sugar, salt, and fresh lemon zest. Try to zest only the yellow part on the surface because the white part inside is pretty bitter. And mix. I like to do this at the very beginning so that the amazing aroma spreads in sugar. I almost forgot to add salt, so I'm adding it right here and set it aside while you're working on other things such as sifting all-purpose flour and baking powder together. And grease your pan with a very thin layer of butter, like this. And coat all-purpose flour on top. Toss like this to remove excess flour and chill that in the fridge until right before use. Now we are adding butter in the sugar. Very important to use very soft butter like this, not hard or melted. It's perfectly soft. Start whipping at high speed until it gets much fluffier and pale. And that means it contains a lot more air inside. And after this, we're gonna add eggs, which is liquids. Oil and liquids does not get along. The air helps eggs to emulsify with butter a lot easier. It works as the middleman. Also, the air helps the cake to rise more in the oven. Eggs brand easier when it's not very cold, so I usually like to warm it up a little bit until it feels almost nothing or slightly warm when I insert my finger. You can use water bath or microwave to do so. Check every 5 to 10 seconds to make sure that you're not cooking the eggs. Add eggs little by little and whip until it gets blended completely each time before you add the next one. Today I divide it into about 8 times. And it's very important to clean the bowl and whisk on the way to blend evenly. I like to clean at least a few times on the way. And next, add the sifted flours and mix well until you don't see any flour. Flip the batter and check well. And add the rest of liquids, which is sour cream, honey, vanilla extract, and lemon juice. And mix well until it's blended evenly. Clean up the bowl spatula and check the bottom to see if you didn't miss anything. And move it into the pan. By chilling the pan until right before you use, the coating does not get scratched or slide down as you do this, and you can create more beautiful, even caramelization on the surface. And as option, melt a little bit of butter, and using a dough scraper or something similar, insert the butter on the middle like this. By doing that, the batter inside cracks open from the line and it creates a very neat look. Today it's gonna take a long time because the pan is large and relatively tall, but it can be shorter when you use a shorter pan or divide it into a few pans instead, for example. To check if it's done, insert a toothpick on the very center and see if it comes off clean. The cake is very soft right after it's made, so don't take it out from the pan and leave it there for just about 5 to 10 minutes. And meanwhile, let's work on the lemon syrup. In the pan, add water, lemon juice, and sugar, and heat it up until it starts boiling, like this. And apply it on the cake right away. So slowly take out the cake from the pan. We want to apply it on a hot cake because it gets soaked up a lot more. The cold cake does not soak up the syrup well. And blast it all over the surface, on the side and the top. Be very careful not to hurt the cake when you move it. It seems like a lot of liquids, so it might make you wonder if you should apply all of it, but please do. The cake tastes much better with this liquid. It tastes more citrusy and moist. And let it cool completely before we apply the lemon icing. Simply mix lemon juice and powdered sugar to make this icing. Mix well until it looks very smooth. Let's go. And drizzle all over the cake. The cake tastes even better with this icing. The lemon flavor gets more vibrant and vivid, and it also prevents the cake from getting dried quickly. And coat the side evenly. And I gotta say today I added a little bit more lemon juice than the recipe, like a tablespoon more. So the icing was a little bit thinner than usual. So this is how the icing usually look. You can see that it's a little bit thicker. I just wanted to mention that. At this point, the icing is still sticky, so bake it for a very short time to make it dry. And that's it. Enjoy the delicious, moist lemon pound cake on your break. Or this is a cake that you can transport very easily. So gift it to somebody special and share your message. If you love lemon dessert, I think you're going to love this. It is tender, moist, perfectly citrusy. I realized that I haven't really shared a pound cake recipe before, so I hope it was helpful. If you tried it at home, please let me know how you enjoyed it with your family and friends. To store this cake, wrap it tightly so that it's not going to get dried. And at room temperature, you can store for up to 4 to 5 days. But if you are not consuming it within a few days, I recommend storing it in the fridge. In the fridge, you can store for a week or possibly longer. I personally prefer eating it within a few days for the best taste. Also, I can't forget to mention that the pound cake gets much firmer when it's cold because the batter in the cake gets hard. So to enjoy the softer texture, wrap the cake and warm it up in the microwave a little bit or leave it at room temperature. And today I baked in a pan that I originally purchased to bake table bread. But you can also bake with a different type of pan, like this glass pan that I previously used to bake chocolate banana cake. Or you can make a half batch to bake in a smaller pound cake pan, or bake 2 of them with 1 batch. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to check out the vlog version as well and get the printable recipe. Enjoy pastry ribbon, and I'll see you in my next video with a new dessert. Bye bye.